If you or a loved one are battling addiction, this is your wake-up call. At Strive Forward Recovery, we help get you clean, get you moving, and keep you there. Don't wait. Call today and take back your life.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Indicted TV. I'm your host Negra. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and follow us on Instagram. Before we start, let me give a shout out to my sponsors of Royalty Honey. Keep it hard, guys. They have it for girls too. Also, for the best jewelry for his glory. And if you want to get sober or you know somebody that needs recovery, make sure you hit up Strive Forward Recovery. On today's episode, we have Vanessa. Welcome to Indicted TV.
Hello.
Tell me, Vanessa, tell us where you grew up, where you're from, mom, dad. How was the inside of your house growing up?
Okay, so I started off in La Puente, and then we moved to Hacienda Heights, and then back to La Puente. I grew up with my mom and my dad and my two brothers, one older, one younger. Mm-hmm. And growing up in our house was a very loving home, and both my parents worked all day. And we were, what do you call that, latchkey kids? So we came home, we had a key, and we walked home together. We walked to school together. And when we went to school in the morning, our parents were gone.
Okay, so they just worked. And what's your nationality?
I'm Puerto Rican and Italian.
Ah.
And so my mom's actually half Italian and half Puerto Rican, and my dad's full Puerto Rican. And they're from the Bronx in Brooklyn, New York.
And you were born here?
Here in California.
And obviously when you moved, your parents moved here and they had you, and you were born in the 70s.
Right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Just so that we could get a visual, the years. And because I think that's cool, like people moving from New York to LA. Yeah. It's kind of like rare.
Yeah, well, like my mom, she has a New York accent, and all my friends are like, "Oh my God, I love that!"
Yes,
it's really cool. She sounds like Fran Drescher. What do you call it? Something like that. Yeah, but she's way different than Californian people. Still to this day,
she's still a straight New Yorker. Because you said they're from the Bronx.
Yes, from Brooklyn. She's from Brooklyn. My dad's from the Bronx.
Okay, Brooklyn and the Bronx. Cool, straight New Yorkers.
Right.
Wow. Okay, so you grew up and you moved around. You said you went to La Puente. You were living in La Puente, and then you moved to Hacienda, but you ended up back in La Puente.
Yeah, I ended up back in La Puente. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and with your brother, you said there's three of you guys,
right?
And so, at what age did you see yourself kind of, getting in trouble, or like, did you ever get in trouble when you were a little girl?
No, I'm a late bloomer, so it's kind of embarrassing to me to say this, but I started getting in trouble almost at 30. My first time getting incarcerated was when I was 29.
Oh, wow.
Right. So
she said I was a late bloomer.
Yeah, a late bloomer, everything, like starting to use all that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess we'll get there, right?
Correct.
So you graduated from high school.
Went to school immediately, went to school, to college. I got a certificate in being a legal secretary because my uncle's an attorney, and I wanted to work for him. So that was my goal. Yeah.
Okay. So, and you had boyfriends?
No. So I was with my first love for 9 years.
And let me ask you this: what kind of man was he? And when I say what kind of man, like like the kind of. Was he like, because obviously your parents are New Yorkers, right? Puerto Rican, Italian, like straight Puerto Rican, right? But you're in Southern California. Yeah. So, and in La Puente, Hacienda Heights, there weren't too many, like there was only Latinos, or like I should say like,
Right.
Like us, Chicanos, Latinos, mm-hmm. Mexicans, whatever we want to, however because everybody has different names, right? We're all different, but you get it.
Right.
So, what was your choice in men, I should say? Because I think that takes a big part of the way we are.
It was kind of hard because I had brothers, if you think about it. And I had guy cousins, and they thought they were my brothers. So they were kind of strict with me. But they knew I was a good girl. Like, I was always a good girl. Like, you know what I mean? I wasn't that, never was still up to date. Not the kind of girl that was out there like that. Like, you know what I mean? I was not going to embarrass my family, ever. So my choice in guys was like, they had it like music. That was he had to like music. He had to be a little bit, kind of tough, but I'm gonna say
kind of tough.
But my two older ones are from my high school sweetheart. I got with him when I was 15 years old. He was my brother's best friend.
And
So they played sports together, but he didn't go to my school.
okay.
So like at a quinceañera, part, he showed up there and we linked up. And I had my daughter Alyssa, the oldest, and then Adrian.
Okay. At what age?
So I got pregnant. I mean, I had my first kid at 20.
Oh, okay. Not too young.
No.
Okay.
No. So we were together for 9 years total, but I had my first kid at 20, the second one 23.
Ah.
Yeah.
And basically, you just live like the mom, the wife,
Yeah.
the wife life.
The wife life, all that. Like just doing mommy duties. I was a part of I was doing everything right with the first two for sure. PTA mom, like I used to be a part of all those little things, right?
Okay.
And then we split up, and then a couple months later, I met the father of my two younger kids.
Okay.
And he was
And you're at what? You were how old at this time?
26.
Okay.
And almost 26. And he was active gang member.
Okay.
And I really,
But you grew up in La Puente still.
yeah, exactly.
So you obviously went to school with a lot of gang members.
Yeah, exactly.
Did your brother or sister? Did your brother older
my
brother?
brothers,
None of your family.
So listen, my brothers, we were allowed to. We had like the house that everybody kicked it at. So we had the pool. My parents were chill. They're cool. They'd rather people come to our house and
Plus,
kick
Puerto
it.
Ricans are pretty vibey. You know what I'm saying?
So bumping the music. My parents partied. They drank, not like that.
Yeah,
But they
just
were chill.
had fun. They went to work and
They definitely went to work, but then on the weekends we could turn up.
Okay.
And they rather our friends be there. So
Got it.
my brothers had nothing but guys. We had our guy cousins, and then I would have my few homegirls,
Okay.
friends. They were my good friends that I grew up with. So so it was a cool environment, very loving. We went to church. We did normal stuff. You know what I mean? And my parents always just worked. They were always working, but we kind of raised each other. Like, you know what I mean? Our parents weren't home. Like, our parents weren't home. We're kind of crazy, though. They wouldn't be home. We'd be fighting, everything. I'd be fighting with my brothers. They were tough with me. They treated me like a brother, not a sister.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I was like one of the boys growing up.
Okay.
And so, my parents worked, and like on the weekends, we did like family stuff.
Yeah, normal stuff.
Family stuff.
Even after you had your kids.
After I had my two kids, like I said, I had my own place. I remember when I got pregnant with Adrian, his dad and me were trying to move together.
Okay.
So we got like a 3-bedroom townhouse, and Adrian came home there, right?
FYI, you guys, Adrian is Ocho.
Ocho. Where is he? Okay, yeah. So we moved there, and we were trying to do it. We were trying to do the right thing.
Yes.
But the problem with that relationship, I don't want to throw him on blast, but was infidelity.
Got it.
I finally was just like, I'm done with that.
Cheating as full.
We got along great. That was just we got along great. Everything was great except for that.
Got it.
Yeah. So finally one day I couldn't do it no more. So I left that situation, and he would just not come home. So one day I just locked it up, and I was like, "You're not allowed to come back in here."
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, you're not allowed to come back in here, and it caused a lot of problems.
Obviously,
because he was trying to come home, and I'm like, "No," and he's like, "I helped you get this place," and I'm like, "It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
this is my spot now. You can't come back."
Yeah,
yeah,
like
and
Amber Alert.
Yeah, Adrian was a little baby. He was only 3 months old.
And how long after did you get with your? When he moved
Adrian
out?
was 6 months old.
Oh.
Yeah, when Adrian was
there's
6
an
months old.
earthquake.
Oh, I feel it. It's happening right now. An earthquake. I was like, am I tripping? Look at
Still happening.
It's still happening.
Yeah.
Look at the water bottles.
Oh shit! I wonder if like at school they probably told him to get under, or if they even felt it.
They felt it.
I felt it, but I thought I was tripping. I went like this. Even
Wow,
like
we're gonna keep it on. We're gonna keep it on the interview, so we're like, oh shit, we're going earthquake, you guys. Oh wow. Okay, so 3 months after. Well, Adrian was 3 months. You're
So
saying
when I separated from
his
dad.
father.
So then when Adrian turned 6 months, no, it wasn't 6 months actually. Airport movement. Okay, so
I
it
know.
was like, yeah.
I felt it too.
Yeah. So, yeah, Adrian, a couple months after, so this is what happened as I was working, I had a full-time job during the day, but I needed to pay for the rent for the townhouse.
Because it was hard, yeah.
Yeah, so, and he wasn't going to give me no more money. He was like, he was hurt, and he was like,
The nerve,
don't
huh?
ask me for nothing. Just, he was like, really, like, he really, like, got hurt. So he was like, if you're not going to be with me, don't ask me for help with nothing, right? So I got a second job as a bartender.
Okay.
And I worked there on the weekends.
Okay.
And that's where I met my second baby dad.
Okay.
So, like, that was, like, their bar. It was, like,
Okay.
their bar. And everybody kicked it there from that area.
Okay.
So, it was in La Puente, and I was a bartender. First, I started off as a waitress, and then I turned into the bartender. And then he was a good dude, though. He was a really good dude. Rest in peace. I lost
Rest
him.
in peace.
Yes. But he was a good dude. And
How long were you with him?
I was with him. What's funny, too, is 9 years.
Wow.
So, like, that's 18 years of my life, you know,
And
in
still,
those
so yeah.
relationships.
So when you were like 24, 25?
When I got with him, I was
Actually, you said you're probably like 22.
20.
No. You said you had him at 20.
No, I had my Adrian at 23. And so I got with him before 24.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you were 24 and you got with your second boyfriend, the one that passed away.
The one that passed away.
And you were with him for 9 years.
Yeah, and I had 2 kids from him as well.
Okay. And how was those 9 years for you?
Well, with him, that was like, to me, that was the love of my life. Like, everything was good, but of course, that's where a lot of changes in my life happened.
As far as, like, what?
Like everything. As far as being introduced to, you know, like
Gangs,
like
drugs.
all that.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
He sold them, and you know what I mean. Like, I still worked. He would drop me off at work, and he would drive me off at work and have my car
And do his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Pick you up.
Yeah.
And he would watch the kids?
He would watch.
I mean, you were with him for 9 years, so that's
he would watch
dad
the kids,
for,
and he
like-
was like, and he was super. He used to watch his nieces and nephews, so they were he was good for that. Like, you know what I mean. And Adrian literally was like
attached to him because
Attach him.
I was like only dad.
like so when we broke up and it hurt him so bad, he stood away for a whole year, 10 months, and so Adrian only knew him. He called him dad. Yeah.
He still does, I think, huh?
Yeah, yeah, he still has an attachment with him. Yeah, so he was Adrian's little partner. Adrian seen so much with him because he was like that type of guy that would like pop off the car, beat people up, and get back in.
Especially
and Adrian would be in the
like in
backseat, like
Like in the 90s,
yeah,
early 90s, especially
it was way different.
way different. And
They weren't just you weren't just killing people. Like, people were really fighting. People were getting packed out. Like, it was more like a different. Yeah, there was still killing and all that, you know. But
Yeah, but-
it was like you like the homies would meet us here, and then they'd all pull up and whatever, everybody meet up and get down. You know. Yeah.
yeah, it's like, just get down, meet up, get down.
They would avoid that, so they'd be like, meet us at so and so's backyard, or yeah, whatever, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna settle this problem so it doesn't escalate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once did you guys break up, or after did you guys?
So when we broke up, he died 10 months later. Yeah, he got killed. He was in a different relationship, and to me, that's why it happened. So sadly, but yeah.
I'm sure you say that was like the love of your life.
Yes, it was. Like, it hurt me. It still hurts me to this day because he was a great dad. He was a great dad. He was a great uncle, a great brother. Like, he's a good dude.
It just didn't work out between you guys.
Yeah, it just didn't work out because why? Because you cannot be in a relationship and use together. You know what I mean?
Okay, so he's the one that introduced you
Yeah.
to using drugs. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me about like your first time using. Like, how did that happen?
So the first time using for me was funny. We were going to the river with all his, like, it
All
was
the
something
homies?
that he did, yeah. And they were up for like 2 days, and he's like, "Do you want me?" I hate talking about him because he's not here to defend himself, but yeah, he's like, "You want me to put some in a drink, and you can just drink it, and you can stay up with us?" And I'm like, "Okay." And that's what happened. And then, so yeah, you know what happens the first time? You're just like
Yeah.
up for days, and I'm like, you kind of like that feeling, but then the come down, you're like, no, not again. So I didn't do it again for a while.
Okay.
I didn't try it again for a while. But whenever it'd be like an event or an occasion or like something, he would do that.
Okay.
Like, oh, just put in my drink.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit. And then it would just be for those things. But eventually what happens is you start your mind plays these tricks on you and you just think like, oh, I need that to stay up. And so that's what would happen. And then and then you start, and then you know you're not, that doesn't get you high no more. So then you want to do it different ways. Like I never tried it. Like I was never like an IV user. What do you call that?
Like you never shot up.
Never shot up. It never escalated to anything that serious, but it's still.
It would still bad.
From one day to the next, you literally become an addict. Literally.
Literally.
1 minute you think you have it under control, and then you're like, you have to wake up in the morning and that's your coffee. Like, you feel like you need that to work. You need that to take care of the kids, to clean. Yeah.
Bless you.
Bless you.
No, for sure. That's how it starts. And did you start like, you stop going to work or like?
No, you start getting late to work. And they're like, what's up? What's going on here? You know? And I always had good jobs, like executive positions. I was always like office. You know what I mean?
Well, you said you went to school.
Yeah. So I always worked in the office. I was always like a office manager or switchboard operator, like ran like the office and stuff like that. So like so my personality, like I had the kind of personality where I was likable in the work, and I was funny and I made it fun. So my bosses were like, girl, get it together. Like, aren't you gonna,
like, what is up with you?
What's going up with you? What's up with you? You need to get it together, or you're not making me look bad. Not like allowing you to pull up like that and just like, oh, okay. And then you start thinking, because you think when you're out there getting high and running amok and doing your makeup all day, you think you look cute, but how much compact did you put on? How many times did you do your lip liner? You know?
Yes.
And you think you look cute, and you really don't. You're like, then you start getting all sucked up, and it doesn't look right. It doesn't. And you're like playing with your hair, and you think you're cute all the time.
Yeah, you're just a mess.
Embarrassing. Like I talk about it now, it's funny. Like I'll be like, remember this, remember that? Because one thing I can say is, like that old crowd that I used to get, most of the people bounce back and they're doing good now. They're sober now. They're like, we laugh about it now. And you know what I mean?
Hey, you guys survived it together.
We survived it together. We did jail time. We got out, got busted again. Like it became it's a revolving
door.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what happens after he passes away? You guys break up, then he passes away. But by then you're like super on one. Right? Or no?
During that, it got worse after that.
Yeah.
Well, I should have like got myself together, because now I'm the mom, and I'm gonna have to take care of these kids. You know, the baby ones. Because by that time, when I started doing bad, and I started going to So once I started like getting incarcerated. So he passed away in 2008, but I started getting incarcerated in 2006 when we were like on and off.
Okay.
You know?
So tell me about your first times. Obviously, we don't need dates, right?
Okay.
Tell me about the first time you got incarcerated.
So the first time I got incarcerated, me and him were split up.
Okay.
And he was like the breadwinner, like as far as, because at this point I wasn't working no more.
Okay.
So you stop working. So I eventually lost my job. And so now he's a breadwinner, and he's the one that used to,
do his thing.
So we broke up and he left. And so people are coming to the house, knock, knock, knock. I'm trying to get this, I'm trying to get that. And I'm like, dude, I need money, this and this and that. So of course, I'm in the apartments that are all like family and whatever. So I'm like, I'm gonna need to get that, because I need to keep this going, because I need to pay bills.
Yes, of course.
I need to have food for my kids or whatever. So you know, it's just right there, right in the vicinity. So I just started doing my thing. And so here I am doing my thing, and I'm like, hey, this is easy. I could do this. I thought I had it under control. And do the mom thing still and whatever. And I'm driving, and I get pulled over. I get pulled over, and I put in my bra, and I think I'm good. I don't really know the deal. I put in my bra, and they're like, okay. So they're like,
Were you by yourself, or did you have the kids?
No, I didn't have the kids. No, I didn't have the kids. So yeah, I didn't have the kids. They were at home with my mother-in-law, and they were at home with my mother-in-law, and I had a homegirl with me, and they pull us over, and they do the whole, your homegirl already told me they do this and that. I'm just like, I know that much. Like I know this much. I learned from my uncle, you don't say nothing. You don't say
Your
nothing.
attorney uncle.
My uncle, yeah. And he's always like, people don't understand from a young age, you learn you have the right to remain silent. When you're playing cops and robbers, whatever, he's like, stick to the script. Don't say nothing. So I was just like, I don't know nothing. Like, no. So the only way they finally found it was they know how to really search somebody in La Puente. So they made me get in the back seat, literally take off your shirt, take off your bra. And I'm like,
Oh,
what?
wow.
All that? Like, are you
In the
serious?
street? Was it a lady or
No,
a man?
in the back of the cop car.
You're kidding.
No, they told me, okay, this is what you're going to do. You're going to take it off. And yeah, they do things against the rules. Cause,
Wow.
Yeah, because they don't play that. And I'm like, and then they
found it.
Yeah, and it was something, I was literally, I had pulled up somewhere and I was
Yeah,
serving
you were
somebody.
just going to go serve somebody. Yeah.
And so that was it. It was the worst thing that could ever happen because in my family, they don't know that side of me. So what I did in the house was like behind closed doors, but they didn't know that side of me.
So they didn't know that you were getting high either.
They didn't know that.
You're kidding.
No, they did not know that. They didn't know what was going on. You know, I was just private, about my thing. And mind you, I still had my younger ones, and the older ones were starting to stay with their dad more because he knew something was up because I looked different and things were just different. He knew like there is something wrong. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he started taking them more. And so once I got arrested.
Where did you go when you got arrested?
To industry.
Okay.
In La Puente. And it was crazy. So then once I had to reach out. They reached out to my uncle and he showed up to my court. It was so embarrassing.
So you never went to the LA County?
No, not that time.
Not that
I went
time.
after I did.
Okay.
Because all I know is they go, your attorney is here to talk to you. And I'm just thinking like, they said a public defender is going to come and talk to you, whatever. Nope, it was my Uncle Gilbert.
What did he say?
That's my dad's baby brother.
Yeah.
Like, we highly respect him. You know what I mean? You even met him, right?
Yes.
You guys met him at Adrian's thing, housewarming. So there's the window there, and he has, the faces of meth. He just has those pictures up on the window. So I go like this, and I'm like, what is that? I just see that. And I'm like, where's my attorney? And I'm like trying to look. And then he just says, then he drops them and he says, you know how embarrassing this is for me, Vanessa? And I'm like, my eyes are just like,
you're like,
and he's
Uncle.
like, do you know what? And he puts them back up. He's all, is this what you want to look like? And he's all, these are faces of meth. He's like, I cannot believe we're doing this to our family. This is so embarrassing. And I'm just like, oh. So then he's like, so this is what you're going to do. I'm going to take you in there. They're going to tell you this, and that. He's all, and then we're going to sign you up for drug court. And I'm like, drug court? And he's like, yeah. And I go, wait, a public defender see me right now before you came in. And he told me there's this thing called PC 1000. He said, we're not doing that. You're going straight to drug court. We're skipping all that petty stuff. You're doing the real thing. And he's like, you're going to have to go every single day to court. And he's like, try to make it the worst case scenario for me. And I go,
damn.
But yeah. He said, you're passing up the whole PC, all that. You're not doing none of that. You're doing drug court straight from the start. And that's like the last option you have if you mess everything up.
And this is your first time?
Yeah, he's like, no Prop 36, none of that. Just wipe that.
Yeah, like you're just going straight to like the
drug
worst.
Court. Yeah. And I'm like, that's kind of harsh. And he's all, this is kind of harsh. You're not going to embarrass me like that. He said, your last name is...
selfish ass? He's not just thinking about himself.
Yeah,
damn.
he's like, yeah, we're Quiñones. And he's like, you're Quiñones, I'm a Quiñones. You're not going to embarrass me in the, And so I'm like, okay. So then afterwards, I'm like, all right, fine. And I was like, he's like, are you okay with that? And I said, not really. And he's like, all right. He's like, you know what, Vanessa, I terminate myself from this case. And he walked out. And he told them right there in court. He's like, I'm terminating myself. She has to figure it out. And I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like, wait, no, just kidding. No, he turned around and walked out. And that was it. And it was downhill. Like
downhill from that.
Yeah, revolving door after that. Because I wouldn't do that. Anytime I'll call him, go, Uncle Gilbert. He's like, what? No.
Because you would only call him when you were in trouble.
Yeah. Well, after that, like I'd be like, well, at court, they try to tell me that. And he's like, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't care. Do it your way. I tried to help you. You don't want to do it my way.
I mean, which is
And he was not
understandable.
lying. He was not lying. He was just like, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that was it. It was tough love after that. He was really hurt. Like, he was sad because, like, we're like this now. That's my uncle. I love him. But now we're able to talk about it. And he's like, you see why you wanted to do it that way? And I'm like, yes, I do.
Oh.
He's like, yeah, that's crazy. I would never think I'd be in here doing this with you.
So what happened? What did you end up doing?
So then after that, I did the PC 1000. It was a real, I didn't do it. I wouldn't show up to court. I wouldn't show up to my meetings.
Because you were just high, not caring.
Yeah, just not caring.
And your kids were still with you, or were like everywhere?
So at this point now, I'm going in and out. Like for like the next 9 years, I'm in and out, in and out.
Tell me about your first time actually spending some time in the jail.
Okay, well, so I would do like months or whatever, those little things. But then
those little things she's down.
I say those little things. Like I say months because they're a little bit. Because then after that, I finally got 16 with half.
Well, what ended up happening to you?
What happened? Why I ended up getting that was because I wasn't following the program. Like I wouldn't do my program.
Yeah, you're just doing your own shit.
Yeah, getting busted. They say, okay, you need to report to go straight to the courthouse. You need to sign up for this and do that.
And you wouldn't do anything.
No, my friends would pick me up and we just
go get high.
Bounce out. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, and so I was just like, it was after that.
So basically, you were always on the run.
Stayed on the run like that, literally. And so I get pulled over, and then they put me on the gang injunction because I'm in a carload full of homies. And I'm like, I'm not even from a gang. I have no tattoos. And they're like, you're kicking a Puente gang members all day long. You get pulled over all the time. You're always with them. You're from Puente. I don't care what you say. And like, I forgot the sergeant's name, but at that time, it was like, if he busted you and he signed that and put you on that, you're not getting off. And I didn't. Nothing I could do would get me off being on the gang injunction. So if I get pulled over after 10 p.m., go to jail. If I'm out before 6 a.m., like from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., you could be out. But anything before or after that, you get busted. They just bring you right in. So, yeah. So that was just happening for a long time.
And in those 90s, when the gang injunction started happening, it was tough.
Yeah, they were very tough.
Like, even on girls, like, it was tough. Like, I couldn't be in the front yard with my next door neighbor. Like, bro, that was in his yard.
Yeah.
And I'm in my yard, but we're, like, able to talk. Like, oh, you guys are getting, well, mainly me, because I never got busted, but, like,
I'd be in the car.
It was crazy.
I'd be in the car with actual active gang members, all tatted up. And they would get put on it for being in the car with me. And they're like, well, she's on it, you're on it.
Right,
I'm like, what the hell? He's the one with all the tattoos. He has Puente all on his face. Like, come on. Yeah, so it was pretty embarrassing. Because I just think about my kids like
now.
Yeah, I think about that. And the way my Facebook looked back then, active. My bio, active and attractive. Like, that's so embarrassing. Like, oh my God, my poor kids.
You're still active and attractive, though. You love that shit.
No, that's so embarrassing. Like, I was so embarrassed. Like, that's crazy. Like, you're good kids. I have good kids.
No, you have a good.
I'm so blessed.
Yeah, you have a good. But sometimes I always say, like, I feel like we need to go through what we go through to save our kids.
For sure.
And I'm sorry, guys. Because
like,
even my son, like, I feel so guilty sometimes. I'm like, damn, I put this fool through a gang of shit in the first 5 years of his life, like, and even 10 because 5 I wasn't there, you know. So it's like, and I feel bad, but it's like, he's a good boy, like. You know, he's like, I'll never want to be like you. So there you go. Like, I guess I went through it for a reason, you know?
Exactly.
So, is that when you went to prison?
So, finally, when I went to prison was when they gave me, I'm all trying to think. So, I got 16 with half.
Okay.
But then, remember all the times I was going in and out, not following the thing? So, now I built up all this credit. So, I get to prison, and then I'm there for like a month.
But wait, you didn't tell me about when you first walked into the county, about all the girls. It's your first time. Like,
it's my first time.
How was that for you?
Well, the first couple of days, I was just like, what the hell? Like, this is crazy. So, yeah, the first couple of days, the first time, it was weird. I wasn't scared, but I was just like, this is crazy. People sleeping on the floor. Like, there's no beds. We have to wait forever for it to get get a room. And then I'm like, this is disgusting. I need to clean this. This is gross. And you know what I mean? And then there are just people just like all these, they give you sandwiches, whatever. And I'm like, this is crazy. And so I'm in there and I don't like it like at all. I'm like, this is not.
And how were the girls with you? Were they nice?
Yeah.
Did
Well,
you
at
ever?
first-
Did you ever have any trouble with girls in there?
Well, yeah, because I'm like,
You look like a super hot head.
yeah, I did. So the first time, like one of the first times I went in there, I walked over this big Samoan girl, but I didn't know she was that big. But it's okay because I got her.
She
from
said,
on
but it was
top.
okay.
So, yeah, I went over and I was like, excuse me, or whatever, and she's all on the way, sleeping on the floor. You know how they're in the holding tanks, and so I was like, excuse me, and I stepped on her hair. So she starts taking off on me, but I had the upper hand because why? I'm like on top of her like this. Thank God, because when she got up and they separated us, I'm like, whoa!
You're a
Thank
big
God
girl.
I was on top of her. Yeah, because I was like, yeah, that would have been all bad. We ended up being really cool. She was like a crip.
Oh, nice.
She was she was like, hey, Quinones after, and so we're cool after that. We were really cool.
I think it's like so cool that I feel like before girls used to be able to fight and we'll just be friends.
Yeah.
Like now it's like, I don't want to talk to this girl. And
Yeah.
it's like, bro, calm down. It's not even that serious.
Serious, yeah,
like,
like, yeah.
just get in a fight and be friends. Like, that's all it takes.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. So it's like that, and so we ended up being really cool in there, and like you just become cool with the girls in there. You start like having like you become like you start having like your stories. You miss your kids together.
I was about to ask you, did they take your kids to go see you or no?
Oh, never. I never called home. I never did. I only called to check on my kids,
Really?
but no, they never took my kids to see me ever.
Did you talk to them?
Yeah, I will call and talk to them. So
Were your parents there for you though?
No, my parents did tough love.
So basically, it's
I'll
like,
say
okay,
that.
you want to act up, you're on your own, literally.
Yeah, they were.
I'll watch the kids because the kids were with them.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? No, they were with my in-laws. And then so my in-laws, and then my son Adrian, he was always with his dad.
Okay,
and
okay.
Alyssa, they're with their dad. Adrian and Alyssa were with their
So
dad.
basically, your mom's just like left you on your own.
Yeah, my mom's tough love all the way. Tough love all the way. Sorry, Mom. I got money one time from my mom. Not money, a card on Christmas one time. And I was like, psh, just tossed it. I was pissed. I'm like, whatever. What's this junk? I was like, no money in it. I was pissed.
See, we're so selfish still.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like be happy.
I was like, because let me tell you, my brother Gabriel, he needs to be up on this show thing here for sure. My brother Gabriel, he loves that's Adrian's. My brother Gabriel, he all day long packages money on the phone, all that.
Oh, okay. So you weren't really left alone, just your
No, I'm talking about him. He got that. I didn't get that.
Oh, from you.
No, my mom to my brother.
Oh, okay.
All day long.
Oh, so your brother got incarcerated as well.
Yeah, he got incarcerated and he did long period. He did about 15 years on and off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But she was there for him.
Yeah. That's the baby.
Mama's boys. What kind?
Yeah.
You know?
It's like
I
the
know
boy-
it sounds crazy, but it's just kind of I guess how it is for
And to
different
me,
people.
I didn't care like about none of that. I was just like, as long as my kids are good.
Yeah.
I didn't want nothing given to me or nothing like that. But I never had that like luxury of money coming to me. You know who sent me money? The homies, the homegirls. You know.
Nice.
Yeah. Packages that came from them. Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
That they were there for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So you ended up going to prison.
So then I went to prison.
How was your drive? Like on the drive?
Oh, so
like,
that's the funny thing it was cool because when you go there, you know the bus they play. Well, I don't know how that works for feds, but they're playing music. You're just turning up on the bus. You're all getting to know each other.
All the wild girls.
You're about to go to R&R together. You're about to get your muumuu. You get a muumuu dress. I don't know how that works there, but
Yeah, no, we don't
You
do
get
that.
a muumuu. You get your they give you like your first hygiene, whatever you get, and then so I just remember that. I was like, you have to send me money. You have to send me a lot of money because
she said a lot of money.
yeah, because I need this. Yeah, because when I went to prison at that time, I had a boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he was all in love and he was all devastated that I was going to prison. He's like,
Oh, so he was there for you.
He was there.
Oh, he's down. Okay.
Yeah, he was there for me.
Oh, so you did have somebody holding it down for you.
yeah, when I went to prison that first time.
Okay.
Yeah, so that time I went to prison, so I had all kinds of credit from getting busted so many times and not doing my probate, not doing what I was supposed to. So when I went there, they called me into my counselor called me and they're like, well, Quinones, you have so much credit from being busted so many times from the same case that I
Over
got
and over and over.
over and over and over. So basically, you have to do 467 days, but you have 380
Extra.
80 credit. So you're only going to do this.
Oh, you mean credit like just going to the county?
Going to the county
They
for the
just
same
counted the
case.
days. Got
They
it, got
counted
it, got it.
That's how they did it. And so I'm like, okay. And they're like, so you should be out in a couple weeks.
Oh, shit.
I was like, wait, what? So they said, you should be out. So I stood there. I was in there for a month. And right when I was about to go over the wall, they told me roll it up. And then I got picked up.
Who picked you up? Your boyfriend?
Yeah. He's all happy. He took me shopping. He spoiled me.
Nice.
Yeah, he spoiled me. He was bad. He was a bad boyfriend though. Once I got home, all that changed.
It was a bad relationship.
After.
Was he a gay member too?
No, he wasn't. He was a lame. Hey,
no, he was a nice guy. Don't say that.
I know. He was a corn dog.
Don't say that.
I'll say that loud and clear. He was a punk. Agent.
I mean, well, yes, but you know, like,
No, 'cause-
that was not
no, 'cause
G, so
after-
he's a lame. Like, no.
Adrian hates him. He was very abusive to me.
Oh well, yeah, f him.
Yeah,
f him.
that's why
yeah.
I say he's a lame. 'Cause
Yeah.
he was like that with me, but he was a punk in real life. I was trying to be with the casual dude, thinking
Yeah,
I was
we're
going to
trying
change
to
the game.
No, yeah.
No, I couldn't
Wait,
stand
we're
it.
so crazy. Like, we're so crazy. We are so crazy
Adrian,
like
you
that.
remember the one I lived? you
Because
remember?
me, like, I was always, like, super-
Adrian couldn't wait. He's like, I promise, Mom, when I get bigger, I'm going to kill him.
Aye.
He was my baby. He
No,
would be so.
yeah,
he
he
would
would
not like
see
to be my-
everything,
When he would
yeah.
go, but he was mean because you know what Adrian would do to his son? Adrian would beat him up.
You're kidding. Well, fuck
Adrian
it. You know, you
did-
gotta get paid. You
He's
gotta
like-
get payback.
He's like, you're next of kin. You're getting it.
Which is true. Which is true.
Yeah.
Hey, but tell me that's not funny. Like, we're all super cholas, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we always wanted to be like for me, I always had like a non-gay member boyfriend.
Yeah.
So I guess it kind of made me feel like
Yeah.
maybe like we're running. I don't know, but it's kind of funny because you're like you wanted to be different and change your life, but
Yeah, I was trying to
it
do
got
the right.
worse.
I thought I was doing the right thing because he's a good guy. He had good family. Came from a good family, good parents. You know,
But it turns out to be worse.
it turned out to be worse. Yeah, and it was crazy because when using, he was good. He was chill.
Oh,
But
he used too.
before. Then he got sober when I was. Get this. When I got busted, he got sober. He's
shit.
like, I want to do
He
the
wanted
right
to-
thing.
oh,
but he
shit.
turned into a complete prick. Like
He couldn't
what-
stand anything.
Yeah, he hated life sober. So he was angry. He was an angry dude.
God, that makes sense. He didn't know how to
Yeah, he
live.
couldn't cope like sober. Yeah, and then it got bad. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was so bad that I started to use after, and that messed things up. Yeah. So, anyways, he picks me up, and he gets everything's all good and everything's great, but then he starts becoming abusive, all that stuff, and then what's crazy is my uncle represented him in court.
Damn,
And
he
then-
represented that fool. Hell
Yeah,
no.
he had represented him in court, and what was crazy was he represented him in court, and he found out my son, my dad, rest in peace, told him, I think this guy that you represented in court, that's my daughter's boyfriend, is putting hands on her. My grandson Adrian told me.
You're
Adrian told
kidding.
him, or somebody told him. One of my kids did, and he's like, "What?" And he's like, "What? I got him out of jail, and he's putting hands on my niece, and he told my dad. I mean, my dad. He told my dad. My uncle told my dad, and then my dad immediately called whoever he wanted to call. You need to pull up over there and get him.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, they were not playing. Like, so you need to pull up over there, whatever. So none of the people he called pulled up over there, but the homies, the homies did, and that
Got his ass.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, my dad was trying to call family, like, hey, pull up, and they're like, wait, what's going on? What are we doing? Wait, we don't want to. They
don't wanna get involved, yeah.
Yeah, the cops to get involved. They wanted to, but they're like, are the cops whatever? And so,
Yeah,
Anyways, the homies
squares.
did.
So you leave him.
I leave him, and
What
so
happens?
now I leave him, and one thing he had was a stable home, and you know what I mean. So like I had that stability. So now here I am.
Starting over. You're
Starting
out of
over
prison.
again. But I had a friend, my best friend Cynthia. She was always sober, always good. So she would always pick me up from jail. So I'm like, okay. So she picked me up, and I started staying with her. So I could stay with her, and things are good. I'm being sober, trying to do the right thing, of course. And she's sober, so she never gets in trouble like that. And she's that good friend, right? So, but you start getting bored in the house, like just sitting there doing sober stuff. And so you start getting picked up by which
the
is crazy.
guys?
You start getting picked up by your friends, and you get caught up again. So with the next situation was a GTA.
Okay. So
Yeah.
now you're stealing cars.
No, I didn't. Somebody else did.
You were
and
joyriding.
They pulled up to the house, and they're like, "Hey, Ness, drive, because I don't want. If I drive, I have tattoos and this, and that." And he was my brother-in-law. He's like, "I have tattoos, Ness, and I don't want them. I don't want to get pulled over. I just want to drive. I want you to just drive me to drop this car from Montclair." He's like, "And what happens? Like they already have an APB on the car and whatever.
Already, yeah.
Yeah." And so they swooped up a whole bunch of them, and so now I got a GTA because I don't say anything.
And you're on parole.
Yeah, I don't say anything. He takes off and runs, and they catch him, right?
Yeah.
And so he's like, "Don't worry, I got you. I'm gonna tell them it was my car. I told you to drive. I'm gonna tell them everything." He didn't tell them nothing. He got in there. He's like, "I don't know. She picked me up, and that's it." He let me
fools be
take.
doing
He
that
lied.
shit.
He let me take the blame and everything. So that time I had to do 8 months straight in the county because if it wasn't a violent crime at this point, you had to do it in the county. So I did it. So I got another prison number, but I had to do it in Linwood.
Oh, and how was that experience?
That one just took forever. All I cared about was being out for my daughter Lyssa's graduation. That's all I cared about. And so I made it out 2 weeks before. Yeah. Yeah, so that was that.
What would you say was the craziest thing you experienced in the county?
In the county, crazy? I don't know. Just fights.
Just
We had
fights?
Yeah.
What about when you were in prison for those 30 days? How much? Not even 30 days. How much was it?
No, it was 30 days.
Because you said you got 16 months.
Right.
But you had
it
so much credit.
Yeah, so
you ended up doing like a month.
Right before I was going to go over the wall, you know, when
Okay.
you do that. Oh, yeah, well, it's different for this prison. But, yeah, it was cool. My bunkie, her situation was crazy. She was from like Hoover's or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it was sad because her situation was she was getting jumped at a place and she was getting jumped after, what do you call that? Those hood parties? They have hood parties.
I don't know what they're called, but
Yeah. And hood day. So she was so cool too. She was young. So they're having one of the hood days or whatever. And she's fighting and then she's trying to run now because they pull a gun out. And she's trying to run. She jumps in a car and she goes to take off and she runs out and she just hits a bunch of people.
Oh.
And one of the people she hit was a pregnant girl. So she literally,
yeah.
so she hit a pregnant girl, the baby died and the girl died.
oh, so she got murdered.
Yeah. So she got 30 something years to life.
Wow.
And so that was my cellie. Her name was Unique. She was so cool. So we just got really close in there. We got really close in there. But she knew the Lord like really good, so we'd pray a lot together. And yeah, so I got to know. I got closer to God in there.
Oh,
I got
okay.
closer to God in there, a lot closer. And
you're already in your 30s by this.
no, yeah. Now I'm in. Yeah. So honestly, from like 30 to 40 was
You were just running wild.
yeah. That's when that's when that happened.
And how long have you been out?
I've been out 12 years.
Oh, okay. When you got out, how was it for you to adjust, to get your kids back? You know.
So once I got out so when I finally got out, I went to I got out and I went straight to a Christian program.
Okay.
I did that on my own. I was like, this is what I want to do. I got out and I stood there for 6 months. And then when you do that type of thing, things just start happening for you. I got into this program where they got me housing, and that's when Adrian was telling you guys that I got housing, I got an apartment, and my kids all lived. I got my 2 young ones with me now, so now my 2 young ones move in with me.
And how old are your kids by now?
They're like 9th grade, 10th grade,
Oh, they're older. They're already like super teenagers.
14 and 15.
He's probably in his early 20s.
Adrian, he just turned 18.
18. Okay,
Just
yeah.
turned
So
18,
everybody's
straight out of
teens.
high school.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah. And so he's already throwing his parties and already getting a name for himself.
Okay.
Yeah. And then my older daughter has my grandson. So here I am in my new apartment. It's just supposed to be me and the 2 younger ones. And then Adrian made his way in, and then my daughter Alyssa and the baby made their way in. So now it's a packed 2-bedroom apartment.
But they all wanted to probably be with
Be a
mom.
Yes, and it was like that. It was like that. I was happy. I was like, I have all my kids, but once, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Things just started happening, kids fighting.
And you never used again, or how did that go?
No, I did. So this is what happened. So I stood sober for a while. I stood there for 5 years.
Okay.
I was sober for a while, and I was working, and I was doing good. And You know what I mean? Like we do like family stuff. We do things like we go places on the weekends. We'd go eat. Adrian, I'd come home from work. Adrian would have fed my kids, whether fast food or they cook something.
Yeah, he was the one, the man of the house.
He was the man of the house for sure. He even got a pit bull, and I told him no animals. So, he's like, I hate dogs. Don't worry, I won't get no animals. And then he come home to a pit bull one day. It's so funny. He had all the little pee-pee mats, like it was carpet all over the house.
Oh my God.
He's like, so it doesn't get on the carpet, Mom. And I'm like, what the hell? This is the carpet.
You're like, I don't even want a dog.
Yeah. Why are they all over? He said, well, they have to know where to go. And I'm like, oh yeah. So it's funny. Yeah. So we all lived together and we were doing, and that was going good for a long time. And then finally, little by little, they all started doing their own thing and moving out. So now I'm home alone by myself.
Okay.
And you know what they say, idle time's the devil's time. Mm-hmm. So now, before I wouldn't let no friends come over or do anything because your kids
I'm
are
not
home. Gonna disrespect my kids. I wasn't getting high or anything then yet. So I did have another little run, not with the law or nothing, but with that situation, I had a stroke. And then
because you were partying too much.
Yeah, that was like God, but I didn't run around and nothing. I would just do go to the casino, stuff like that. That's how we.
Yeah, you're just getting high. You're not in the streets gangbanging. You're just going to work
in the comfort of my home,
getting high and going to the casino or hanging out.
Yeah, simple stuff like that. But
the point is, you're high. That's what ruins the whole.
Yeah, and you're not young anymore, and heart problems run.
Because now you're like, well, how old? How old were you when you had your stroke?
I had it like 2 years ago.
Okay, so it's super recent. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Super recent.
So then I had my stroke and I bounced back quick. Like I was out of the hospital in 24 hours and I stood good for a little bit and then back to the same old, just by myself home. Mm-hmm. I had friends that could stay with me because I was always the friend that would allow
everybody to come over.
Not everybody, but like close friends, if they needed somewhere to live or stay, they could stay with me and then they'd go about their life. So 6 months later, I had another one. But that one included a mild heart attack, which messed up like my speech. My left hand doesn't work right.
Be very proud of yourself that you're sitting here and you're willing to share that, you know, because there's so many women that are our age, because we're in our 40s, you're in your late 40s.
Right.
I'm in my early 40s, but there's some ladies that are still out there partying if they were 15, 16. Well, 15 is too young, but I'm saying if they're in their young 20s, experimenting with drugs, and it's going, and it's not okay. You got to think about your health.
Exactly.
If you want to party, but now our bodies are not the same.
Not at all. And so I still thought I had another running me, but nope. That one had me in the hospital, scared, literally. It was super scary. My son, of course, first one there, sitting by my bed. And it was so sad. It was like, dude, I can't believe
Do you think it was the best thing that happened, though?
Yeah, it was. People are like, you would still be getting high. Old friends, you'd still be getting high if that didn't happen. I said, no, I prayed to God. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't like this feeling. It's ugly. It brings darkness into my home. Mm-hmm. This makes me feel like crap.
It does.
I'm a grandma. I have beautiful grandkids. I want to see them grow up. God, please take this from me. And so he works in mysterious ways.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, he works. And so he's like, well, if this is what's going to make you stop, this is what I got to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I've been doing great ever since. I've been totally blessed. I have 5 grandkids and 4 kids. And
you probably wouldn't be there if you were high.
No, I wouldn't. Not like the way I am now. I are there, but partially looking crazy, trying to...
Yeah, but I'm sure...
Not present.
I'm sure... Your son does not want you to watch his babies while you're fucking loaded. You know what I'm saying?
Like that. Yeah, it wouldn't be Mom here picking me.
No, Mom. Don't even come.
Yeah. Period. Or I wouldn't I used to not like to be seen like that. But they wouldn't be like the way they are now. I'm so close to my kids.
And you're still young.
Yeah. They still got a lot of life in me.
That's right. That's right. That's right. You still look good, you know what I'm saying?
I try. Yeah, it's funny because, but I was sober. Mind you, I was sober. One of the homies told me, hey, Ness, can you pick me up, please? He's pick me up. And I lived in Pomona, so he told me to pick him up. And I was sober. I picked him up, and we were getting pulled over. That's funny. I forgot about that. So the cops go to pull us over, and he's like, hey, Ness, he's all... Spencer, but he's driving my car. He's driving my son's car.
Oh,
Adrian just got, my
no.
poor baby, he just got that car. A Lexus. Just got it. Bought it cash. And he's like, let me drive because I have stuff on me. And I say, well, like what? And he's like, well, if you don't know, then you're not going to worry about it. But it's good. Just let me drive. Because he drives really good, that homie. So he drives really good. Like,
That's
perfect.
fucking crap. That's calf. That fool does not drive good. Not just
No, he did drive good, but they were already watching him. I guess the place we were at, where
They're already watching, yeah.
Yeah, they're already.
So what happened?
So like actually not exactly watching it, but I was dropping him off. They're watching that spot. So when he goes, oh shit, the cops. He's like, I'm like, oh no, and he's like, he turns on the street, and then I go. Then he goes to make a U-turn, and then boom.
You already see him moving weird.
Yeah, like I'm like, dude, just go. Don't, I'm like, why don't turn? You know how you start trying to tell him, yeah, don't make that U-turn, don't do this, don't do that. And he's like, I got this, and he goes like this, and I'm like, they're there. I'm like, me, I'm calm. Like me, I'm normal. This is normal for me. So like literally,
Yeah, you're a pro.
Like literally, I was already about to be out probation, and I was getting out the very next day.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh no, and he's like, Ness, and I'm like. He's like, I'm not gonna stop. And I go, what are you gonna do? He's all, sorry, Inez. He's all, please don't be mad. I go, what are you gonna do? And he goes, I'm gonna just go. And he gets right on the freeway, but calm the whole time. So when I'm in this slow, I'm all slow speed pursuit. He's behind. The cops are behind us, literally, and he's driving normal. And the whole time, out the window, putting, you know what I mean? Getting rid of whatever you need to get rid of. He accomplished what he wanted. Then we get off.
That's pretty smooth. Okay.
Yeah, accomplished what he wanted. We're good. Because what happened was once we get off. Now he goes like this. He's like, Ness, don't look back. I'm like, why? And he goes, just don't look back. And I go, why? And he goes, and I go, why? And I put the thing down, and literally there's hundreds of cops behind us, and they're coming every entrance of the freeway. They're
So
coming
don't
on.
look back.
Yeah. And
Wow.
I go, oh no. And he's like, I told you not to look back. I said I did, and I looked in the mirror. And
She was on the news.
On the news. And then people were like, wait, isn't that Adrian's car? That looks like Vanessa. So my hair's like platinum blonde. That's Vanessa. That's, oh boy. And I'm like, oh no. On the news. It was so embarrassing.
So she's always embarrassed.
I get embarrassed. I get embarrassed because like my kids, you know? That's
But
embarrassing
it
for
doesn't
them.
ever stop us.
It didn't stop us.
It doesn't ever stop us. Do you ever sit back and think of like, damn, why like I let my kids see too much? Or do you ever talk to them and tell them how you feel now? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like maybe a little bit of like, not remorse, but like guilt.
Definitely.
Do you
I
talk
feel
to
like
them?
that a lot because some of them I could, like Adrian and my daughter Aaliyah, I could talk to them like that. The oldest one and the youngest one, I still feel like embarrassed to talk to them like that because they held the most anger.
That's what it is.
Yeah, but the baby, the one that held the most angry, he would not want to talk to me. He would not give me the time of day. Today, I live with him. And that's, yeah. And now we have a better relationship and we're able to talk now. And I know he hasn't, I'm sure he forgives me. I don't know about completely, God willing he does. But yeah, he was the one that would not, he was like, he has no tolerance for BS at all. Adrian, he has a big heart. And so does my daughter, Leah. They're like more like, you know what I mean? Like loving and they love on me. Their love was always unconditional no matter what, you know? Always. And so thank God because they'd be able to talk to the other ones, you know? Like, hey, you know, mom's trying to do better now. Let's give her, you know what I mean? They were like my voice, you know? But I always felt really bad because like when Adrian, he had his interview and he's like I barely came into his life like at 18. Like he's right about that when he was able to say like a relationship like that. Because I was always.
How does it make you feel when you hear him?
Yeah, I get sad because he suffered a lot. He suffered a lot, Adrian. I felt bad because he suffered a lot. When I say that, because even as a baby, he would cry for me. He was a mama's boy, and so he took it really, really hard. And he would cry for me at night, and I'd just be out running amok. And his dad would be like, I hate you that you did this to me. Like, he didn't mind taking care of them, but he hated me because Adrian, it was bad for him. He just wanted me. He didn't want him. And then he's very affectionate and lovable, and so he didn't get that from like his stepmom. She's good to him, like she's amazing. I thank her every day because she's an amazing, stepmom. And so, but he didn't get that. Like she was very.
He wanted his mom.
Yeah,
I
wanted
know
his mommy. Yeah, hi, Adrian.
Oh, you're crying.
It's okay. Where's the tissue? I want to do that. I always want to be like that.
You're not a crier.
I know. I'm not.
Maybe it's a Puerto Rican in you.
No, it's a Puerto
fast foods.
It's a Puerto Rican Italian mom that said, I'll give you a reason to cry. My mom did not play. She was hardcore. She said, whoop me.
She's crazy.
He knows it. My mom, I love her. She's the best. I swear my mom's a good mom. She's been there for us. She'll do anything for her family and her grandkids, but she's tough. She's tough, and she taught me about fighting. She used to make me fight my brother. She didn't play. She's like, stop crying about it. Get down.
Wait, you never went to New York, huh? You're saying? Did I ask you?
I only went there like to the airport before I went to Florida and Puerto Rico. But I never actually spent time there. No. But
Okay.
yeah.
Obviously, that she could talk about because we don't want her to open up no cases.
And they're all waiting for me outside.
Seriously.
No.
Yeah.
But it was funny because he's quiet. He wasn't talkative. And the other guys were like, literally, I was a waitress and they'd be tipping me the best and doing the most. And he's like, just tipping me $5. He didn't really try. The other ones are all trying, but he didn't really try.
Because I bet you're super beautiful.
Thank
when
you.
When you were younger, even like, everybody always says that, know, when you're younger, you're more prettier. But I feel like when we get older, we're prettier. Right?
Yeah, I feel like that.
But you were like super like, you always had platinum blonde hair?
Light blonde hair. Like I was in like magazines, the lowriders, all that stuff. I did all that stuff.
Really?
Yeah. I did car shows, all those things. Yeah, I did all that stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, I did all that stuff. And yeah, but I always had jealous boyfriends. They're crazy.
I mean, I think men are just...
I like them.
You're all like the toxic stuff.
Yeah, toxica.
Oh, yeah.
Adrian. It's him because he's in the picture.
Nah, I'm showing you though.
Oh, he's so cute on. Actually, I look like whatever there.
No,
That's when I was like doing good, a good mom, like doing everything by the book. PTA
Where's
mom.
the camera?
That's my baby. No, mom, no son. I'm still waiting for him to get that tattoo on him.
Oh, she's telling you.
It was so
okay. Is there anything you want to share that you haven't shared that you're like, you know what? I want to say this about me.
Well, actually, not just for me, but like for the people that are still out there, like running amok, like you could change. Like it's like it seems like it's impossible, but it's very possible. And you just have to want it. Like, don't wait for you to have a stroke, heart attack, or to lose your kids, or for them. Because this is what I do want to share real quick, is that you think like eventually you can get your kids back and do all that, but they hold grudges. Like deep down inside, there's a lot that you miss out on, and it's so sad for them because you miss out on so much, and there's so much like they have resentment a lot. Even though they love you and they're glad you're back, it's hard to get that full respect back. It takes a long time.
It takes a long,
I'm still
time.
working on it, no matter what I'm doing.
Well, it's only been 2 years.
Yeah, it's only been 2 years.
It's only been two years.
Exactly.
So it's like, okay, you've gone 2 years sober before. Let's see how long you're going to last this time.
Exactly.
And you can't even be mad at them.
No, I never went. The only time I was ever sober was when I was incarcerated. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
After that, I'd be sober just for a momentarily and then run back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so when your family starts shutting the doors on you and they're like, no, now you're doing jail time. Now you have friends that we don't want to know where we live.
Yeah.
Because my family, I come from a very good family. They're all business owners. They all go to church. They're like
normal.
Like how do you say it? Like respected in the community. They're well known. So they're like, it's not that they're embarrassed of me, but they don't just want my friends, like hood friends.
But now they're used to you.
Yeah, yeah.
And obviously your younger brother went to prison as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and he's come a long way as well. He's in the church.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah. That used to be my partner in crime right there.
Ah.
Yeah, so now, we're doing very good. Yeah. He's
good.
You got to have him on here, Joe.
Good.
But yeah.
You got to tell him.
Yeah.
You gotta tell him.
He's been telling him.
Oh, yeah. I'm down too then. Cool.
Yeah, he's been. Yeah, he wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, before we end again, I'm going to ask you one more time. Do you want to say anything else? Thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing. Actually, I want to ask you, how long, because you had a stroke and you had a heart attack. How hard was it for you to get back to yourself?
I'm still not completely back. I still have, as you can see, I have trouble speaking, saying words. So I go to therapy for all this stuff. My left hand doesn't work properly. These two fingers don't work at all. So my penmanship that I used to have, when you have
Nice
good,
handwriting.
especially, that was the best thing I had, and it's bad now. So this hand works, but I can't do my own makeup. I could barely do it. So
Really?
yeah,
Well,
my daughter-in-law helps me.
Oh, well,
every
she
day.
did good. You did good.
Thank you. She did my makeup today. Thank you, Larissa. I love you. Yeah, so she helps me with all that.
Oh.
Thank God. Yeah. So I was blessed.
And this is your youngest son that you're saying
My
didn't
son,
even
Angelo.
talk to you. His
My
wife.
son Angelo.
Okay.
He's a little boss like Adrian.
Yeah, all your kids are bosses. Love that.
But yeah, so,
and I
yeah.
only wanted to ask you because just, I don't, people are always so quick to judge and things
Yeah.
like that. And it's like, look at you. You're trying and you're going to continue to try. And it's not
Absolutely.
easy after having a heart attack. And,
Exactly.
your kids not being happy with you and not even happy, but like not.
Like, they just want mom.
Like
They
you
want-
weren't there, so it's like so now you want to get your shit together. We can't. You're not out there partying, but you want us now. It's our turn to take
Like,
care of
I
you, but
miss
you
out-
never took care of us. Like
Right.
I'm not saying that's what they're saying, but maybe inside
Right.
their hearts, like I don't know, because I feel like sometimes that's how my son might feel. Like
Right.
so that's
right.
why I'm saying it. You know,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I missed a lot of milestones, like a lot of important things. I would try to show up for like graduations. I try to show up for certain things, like big things. But what about the everyday?
Mm-hmm.
They missed out on a lot of that. I was lucky that they never got put in the system.
Yeah.
Thank you God that didn't happen to them. One thing I did was I made like a choice to be like, do I let them stay with my in-laws? Do I let them, do I let them, like I had other friends, no judgment, but they had their kids running around with them everywhere at the trap house. They'd be out there playing there.
Yeah,
They were in situations like that, but like just for the day or for a couple, maybe
Yeah, I
not
understand.
Like, yeah, but it happens.
but you chose not to, which
Yeah.
is
I didn't-
like I know what you're saying. Like at least it's not okay, but you didn't expose them like when they were small. When they were bigger, and after that you guys moved in,
certain
you
things
were, they were already bigger.
They seen
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Okay,
but yeah, they're not like too much.
so you're
but
super blessed. You're super blessed.
Yes.
You were a good mom at least when you
I
tried.
but
And
I could, of course, I could have been way better. There's a lot of things that
yeah, but that's neither
They
here nor
missed-
there
yeah.
because you're there now and they love you and they're happy. They're taking you and they're taking care of you as they should.
Amen. Thank you.
As they
I
should.
appreciate it. You
So
know what I mean?
I'm proud of you, and
Thank you.
obviously you're going to continue to keep going, and that's
Right.
all we could do. And you're going
Yeah.
to be a great grandma because
you.
you know what, Mom? My mom always says that you love your grandkids more than you love your own.
They could do no wrong.
Yeah. So hey. You can't make up to your kids, but you're gonna make up with your kids,
Right.
but being the best grandma that you could
Yeah.
be.
That's one thing my kids say. High five.
Yes.
Thank you for
Thank you
having
for
me.
sharing.
Thank you for having
Thank you
me.
for sharing. I appreciate it, and I'm glad that this might have been a little hard for you because your stroke and the way you probably feel, but you did
Right.
great. You did great, and you guys, if she could do it, you guys could do it.
Absolutely.
And again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and follow us on Instagram.
Thank you.